Roger Miller has an interesting hobby.
Nice launch.
On weekends, he drag races his 1969 Pontiac Firebird.
Started out about 22 years ago. I bought this same car. Brought it to Englishtown just on a regular day to go down and see what drag racing was like, and first time down the track I was hooked. After that I just kept every chance I got. Every Sunday I was off, I was down at the track racing. It started out as a plain old street car running 15-second quarter miles, and every year did a little more and more to it. I've had the car 22 years now. Every year get a little more work done to it. Now it's running high 10 seconds, low 11 seconds, and getting up to about 123 miles an hour in the quarter mile. Drag racing is definitely a sport, especially the kind of racing we do is called bracket racing. It's not the guy with the most money and the fastest car wins. It actually depends on the skill of the driver, being able to run consistent and actually preparing your car. When you go to the track, you want to have a car that's already set up. You don't want to be at the track adjusting, having to fix this leak or fix that leak or adjust this or adjust that. You want to pull your car out of the trailer, check the air pressure, and pull up to the line and go. It's mainly a hobby. There is what they call our classes are kind of semi-pro. There is the potential to win money, but I just like the racing. I like the speed of it.
But even so, over the years, he's won an impressive array of trophies and racing awards.
I've won a few races in my time. The most significant was back in 2009. Englishtown had what they call King of the Track. Every year at every track they have a special race sponsored by NHRA where if you win your class, all the class winners run off against each other, and the winner is what crowned the King of the Track. In 2009, I won the King of the Track race at Englishtown. So for 1 year at Englishtown, every time I raced, they would announce me as the King of the Track, Roger Miller. And I won an NHRA route Wally, a leather jacket, a hat, a shirt, and so that was a fun day. Right now it has a 455 Pontiac engine in it. It's got to be true Pontiac engine for us Pontiac guys. Still pretty mild. If I wanted to, I could drive it on the street. Put a cam in it. The heads on it are actually from my original motor. Has headers on it, 4-valve carburetor, different manifold and all that. So some porting to the heads. Like I said, still pretty mild, but runs pretty good. You want to try and have the car set up. Said beginning of the year. In the off season, racing usually ends about November. That's when you want to get everything done. I use Richie Hoffman from Hoffman Racing. He's out in Coram. He's really good at Pontiacs. He knows Pontiacs. That's his specialty, and he built the motor. I basically went to him and said, I want something that's fast but not too fast, and something that's going to be consistent. Something I don't want to. I'll work on something if something breaks, but basically I want something that's low maintenance and. I've done a couple of silly things like putting the car away for the winter and not putting antifreeze in it, and they have luckily the car has motors built with freeze-out plugs, and one time they popped out, and he came to my house and popped in the new ones. He wasn't happy with it, but put the new freeze plugs in, put the antifreeze, and next year came around racing season, raced the car, no problems. What's important is you want to build a consistent motor. Not always the fastest, but something that's going to go down the track every time. You see, even with the professionals, they're putting 8,000 horsepower to the ground. If you can't get traction, it doesn't mean anything.
One of the things that Miller says is great about drag racing is that it's a family-friendly sport.
It's called junior drag racing. What is it? It's kind of scaled down, little mini dragsters almost. They have 5 horsepower, little Briggs & Stratton motors, the same kind of motors which run your lawnmower or your little go-kart. What they are is they run 1/8 mile on the 1/8 mile at the tracks, and they start age 8 actually. They start them in.
But Miller says one of the greatest disappointments to local drag race drivers is the fact that there are no more tracks left on Long Island.
Normally I race at Raceway Park, Englishtown, New Jersey. Last weekend went to Reading, Pennsylvania, Maple Grove for a Pontiac show there, and I ended up winning my class, the pro class in that. Used to race at Long Island Dragway, started there about in 1994. Had a good crew and a good place to race, but that closed down in about, I think it was about 10 or 11 years ago, closed down. Town kind of hassled the racetrack. A lot of people don't want a racetrack in their area, so they made it where we really couldn't operate. They gave 5 hours on the Sunday to race, which wasn't enough time. They want to develop the area, so he sold out, and right now there used to be three drag tracks on Long Island. Right now there's none. So if you want to do drag racing, you have to travel. Closest one is Raceway Park in New Jersey. which is about a 2-hour ride. There's a good amount of people on Long Island. They have, Riverhead actually had something, was trying something called 100-foot drags, where they have a small, just racing 100 foot just to see what the interest is. And I haven't been to one yet, but from what I hear, the turnout is pretty good. There are a lot of people on Long Island who have nice cars, who have race cars. I said if you want to travel, if you want to do racing, you got to travel New Jersey. Even in New Jersey, when I go there now at Englishtown, you see some of the people who used to race at Long Island Dragway are regulars now at Englishtown. There have been some movements. Races have gotten together. They've been trying to get together to have somebody actually build a track on Long Island. There's a couple. Every once in a while, you'll hear rumors about somebody's trying to build one. I believe it's someone named Monte Calvo has the funding and is just looking for a place to put a track. He's trying to get Calverton out there, a couple other places I mentioned. There are people who are trying to get a track on Long Island, but we'll see if that happens.
In Farmingdale, Collora reporting.